Welcome to the vehicle inspection video. This video is meant to familiarize student drivers with what they should check prior to using a university passenger van. The objectives of this video are identifying the locations of key vehicle fluids, proper assessment of tire pressure, performing an exterior vehicle inspection, along with performing an interior vehicle inspection. Ensuring that your vehicle meets proper fluid levels not only improves the life of the vehicle, but is a preventative step and reduces the likelihood of mechanical failure. The key vehicle fluids are motor oil, brake fluid, transmission fluid, radiator fluid, and windshield washing fluid. In order to check critical fluid levels, we need to access the engine compartment. The hood has a release mechanism that is on the interior of the vehicle, under the steering wheel, just below the emergency brake. Gently pull on the lever until you hear the release pop on the hood. At the hood, find the release lever, press it, open the hood. Next, find the prop rod along the firewall and place it in the indicated spot on the hood. It is important to recognize where and when the best times to check engine fluids are. Most fluids can be checked when the vehicle is cold. The transmission fluid needs to be checked when the motor is warm. Here are the places to check for critical engine fluids. Motor oil. Remove the dipstick. With the rag or paper towel, wipe it clean and then replace it. Remove it again and check the oil level on the line indicated on the dipstick. Realize that should the oil level be low, you need to add oil to the spot indicated, which may be at a different spot on the motor. To check the brake fluid, open the cap on the reservoir. Check the level against lines indicating appropriate levels that are on the side of the brake fluid reservoir. To check the transmission fluid, you need to make sure that the engine is warm. Remove the dipstick, wipe off with a clean rag or towel, replace the dipstick, pull it out again, and then check the transmission fluid level as compared to the indicator on the dipstick. The transmission fluid needs to be added to the tube the dipstick resides in. This often requires a funnel. Radiator fluid can be checked at the overflow reservoir. Note the level against the lines on the reservoir. If there's no radiator fluid in the reservoir, you'll have to remove the radiator cap. This should only be done after the vehicle has had significant time to cool. Windshield washing fluid is easy to check and fill. Make sure that this is filled prior to the trip, ensuring adequate fluid for cleaning the windows during travel. Tire pressure checks need to be done every time a passenger van is used. It's one of the easiest points of prevention and can help you avoid a potentially deadly blowout during travel. Tire pressure is indicated as PSI, or pounds per square inch. The recommended PSI can be found on the sidewall of the tire. It is critical that the tires be properly inflated and are inspected. Look for uneven wear, depth of tread, bulges, and environmental damage like checking or cracking. Using a digital or dial type tire pressure gauge makes it easier assessing the actual PSI of tires. If tire pressure is low, the tire can heat, delaminate, or tear at the sidewall. Proper tire pressure can prevent these situations from occurring. Exterior vehicle inspections should occur from the front of the vehicle to the rear of the vehicle. Start at the headlights and work your way back to the tail lights of the vehicle. Check for the following. With the headlights, check high beams and low beams. Turn signals, both right and left, along with your hazard lights. You're also going to want to check your windshield wipers. It's important not only for your visibility, but to be sure that you can clean your windshield both before, during, and after the trip. It's important to make sure that you check exterior mirrors. Make sure that if your vehicle is equipped with a blind spot mirror, that it's in the appropriate position, and that you can see all vehicles along with what's behind you appropriately through those mirrors. Another area you want to check is the undercarriage. Make sure that there's no pre-existing damage or hanging objects under the vehicle. As you approach the rear of the vehicle, check the tail lights just like you did with the lights in the front of the vehicle. Make sure that both the right and the left turn signals work, the reverse lights, along with the hazard lights in case you do have to pull over during a trip. If the vehicle is equipped with a hitch, you need to check that as well, especially if you're going to be towing. You want to make sure that the hitch is secured with a pin, that the receiver and the insert match up properly, and that the ball is tight. Interior vehicle inspection should occur in the same manner as the exterior inspection. Start at the dash and steering wheel, moving towards the rear of the vehicle. Check for the following. Make sure that your seat is adjusted appropriately for the driver to access both the accelerator and brake pedals. Steering wheel needs to be adjusted appropriately so as to provide an optimal steering position and not to obscure the dashboard. Make sure your seat belt is on. Go ahead and close the door and check both the side view and rear view mirrors and make sure that you have an adequate range of vision with both. Seat belts all need to be checked throughout the passenger compartment, particularly those in the middle of the bench seats. These seat belts often slide between seats, making them difficult for passengers to access. Lastly, make sure the floor is clean and free of any loose objects that could roll around or be a distraction. As a driver of a university passenger van, it's your responsibility to make sure the vehicle is in top condition. This not only improves the level of safety for your participants and yourself, but helps reduce the likelihood of a vehicle breakdown